How the can the government expect us to ditch the diesel if EVs can't even achieve the range they say they can? Today I'm driving the Polestar 4 over 1,000 kilometres from the Alps to London in one day because the kids have school tomorrow and we don't fancy a fine. Will we make the Eurotunnel in time, or will range anxiety, faulty tech and occupied chargers seal our fate? Here we go, 6 a.m, back to Blighty. Everyone okay in the back? Everyone okay in the passenger seat? Oh, gonna be a long drive. So I've just put the navigation information into the Polestar 4 and it's telling me 12 hours and 7 minutes. So we should get there by 5:20 p.m. 3 charging stops required, total charging time an hour and 44 minutes. I think we can beat that. Let's go.
Water's up, must come down, and we're now going downhill on our way back to Calais, and it's incredible because we've been driving for at least 15 minutes and we've not used up any percentage of our battery. In fact, our range is going up. What result?
The Polestar 4 has a WLTP of 385 miles. But hang on, what actually is WLTP? Standing for Worldwide Harmonised Light Vehicle Test Procedure, this is a series of tests at varying speeds that a new car is put through to determine its realistic possible range. It is designed to represent realistic driving conditions, from a pedestrian pace around town all the way up to 80 miles an hour motorway speeds, with a few other variables changed throughout the testing. These are exactly the same for every car, resulting in a consistent universal test for all vehicles. People have tested vehicles themselves to see how close to the WLTP they can travel in them, and the Polestar 4 was pretty damn close. Today we're pushing the car a bit harder than it was during its WLTP test, driving almost exclusively at motorway speeds, in the cold, in the wet, with a heavily laden car. How close can we get to 385?
We've been driving for over 45 minutes now and we've only used 2% battery. We've been driving for 2 and a bit hours. We've got 299 miles left in the tank and 80% battery. I know we've been driving downhill for a lot of it, but given that, it looks like we're going to go over 400 miles on a single charge.
Recently, my family and I took a leisurely drive from London to the Alps, making a trip of it and exploring the most scenic spots France has to offer. Now, after our week frolicking in the snow, it was time for the return leg. On our way to the Alps, we took our time, charging on overnight stops or when we just fancied a break. But today, time's tight and we need to make our evening train or face the consequences. What will give up first, the car or our patience?
Ow!
Hey, are you hitting her with your sandwich?
I didn't do it, but the sandwich did it.
Put your baguette away.
We've been driving since 6 o'clock in the morning. It's now just after 10. There is a charger there. We're not going to use it because we know that we've still got 188 miles left in the tank and 51% of the battery remaining. So,
And 100% of me wanting a snack.
no range anxiety, just bladder anxiety, snack anxiety. The kids have been brilliant, sat in the back, very comfortable, but a complete mess now.
We've now got to get to the
Hi.
Eurotunnel. We've got to get home. We've got a very specific time slot for the Eurotunnel, so I do need to put my foot down.
But once again, the tolls had taken their toll. But I was enjoying the drive so much, I was willing to take a detour.
If you're not willing to take the scenic route when you're doing a road trip, you're probably in the wrong car. And the sat-nav on this has just given us an alternative route, which is less miles, but a slower way to get to the charger that we want. And I'm so glad we have. It's brought us out into the French countryside. It's absolutely stunning. Glad we were low on range. It's now saying that we'll get to our charging destination with a whopping 8% spare. And we know that when we get there, it's a 350 kilowatt charger, which means it will charge this car in no time.
And remember, if this car doesn't float your boat, there are plenty of other lease deals available on select newly revamped websites. Oh, and you can turn the car around, change the colour, and read full reviews. Head over to our YouTube for more electrifying content. Remember, if you don't subscribe, you might miss a review for the car of your dreams.
Would you give any advice to people driving on a long road trip?
I'd like try and go on eco mode.
Another quick tip as well, try and reduce the amount of luggage that you're taking. We've got everything bar the kitchen sink, loads of unnecessary stuff that we probably could have left at home. So that's another tip, and make sure your tyres are set to the correct PSI.
Remember our target of 385 miles? As we approached our first charging stop, I was pretty chuffed with the Polestar 4.
That's pretty impressive, 382 miles on a single charge with really cold weather, lots of rain, and a fully laden car with loads of stuff. So Pretty impressive. Well done, Polestar 4.
Just 3 miles short. While we were going downhill to begin, I would confidently say both the weight, weather conditions and my exuberant driving on those windy country roads balanced it out enough to be a reasonably fair test. Smooth sailing as long as our charger works.
Oh, we thought we were in luck because we've just arrived at this Ionity charger and this base was free, but apparently this one's not working. So we're going to have to wait for someone to move on.
I broke a sweat as this could definitely make us miss our Eurotunnel time slot. Thankfully, it was literally 90 seconds until someone left.
This works. Oh, I heard a clunk. Charging! Yes! Right, we're at 6% now. So we're going to charge up to probably about 60, 70, 80% and see what happens. Fingers crossed for a fast charge. You okay there?
Yeah.
The 4 has a maximum DC charge rate of 200 kilowatts, meaning we can charge from 10 to 80% in just 30 minutes. All you need is a public charger that can match that speed.
The reason this is such a good charger is because it's a 350 kilowatt, which means it charges the car really fast, and it means that these two can have a little run around, and I can go to the toilets. The good thing about this Polestar is that you've got an app, so it tells you how much you got charged. So we're up to 68. I think we're good to go now. Let's get these little buggers back in the car.
68%. Would my impatience come back to bite me? Well, for now, we were approaching the 2,000 kilometre mark in the Polestar 4, and it was time to reflect on our time in the car that we had got to know oh so well.
This is one of the best cars I've driven, full stop, electric or petrol. It's just been brilliant. It's been an awesome performer. I've loved every minute of it. We need something with a long range, could charge fast, and a big boot for lots of stuff. And this ticked all 3 of those boxes. Do I miss the rear window? Yeah, I do a bit. I love this camera, I think it's brilliant, but there's times when you just want to be able to look out the back window. So, I don't know, the reason they've done that is to create that extra space in the back for tall people. I love the way that the mirror moves when you indicate to the left or moves or indicate to the right to give you even more field of view, and it's crystal clear. Although at night it is a little bit harder to work out, and I am having a bit of problems working out the depth perception. When you've got a car really close to you, you're not quite sure how close it is to you.
Back on the road, remember how I thought 68% would be enough on the last charge? Yeah.
Okay, bit of a mess up. We didn't get enough charge at our last charging stop. Thought I'd have enough to get all the way to Calais, but it turns out we would have been about 5 miles short, which would have been ridiculously annoying. So we stopped for a quick charge at the Total Energies place. It's taken about 3 attempts to get the actual charger working, which is not ideal, but eventually it's now charging.
Really not what you needed at this point, as we were already cutting it fine for the Calais to Dover crossing.
To 33% and 123 miles of range. So it's charging fast, not as fast as the Ionity. Next stop, Calais. Fingers crossed.
A mishap of my own creation, and I was still pretty impressed with how the Polestar 4 held its range throughout the trip back. Whatever the car said, that was almost exactly how many miles we got out of it. As long as your maths is accurate, of course. And finally, praise the Lord, we made our train. Through the tunnel we went and grabbed one final charge back in Blighty.
Just for good measure, we're going to have one last quick charge for 5 minutes here at the Grid Serve just near to Folkestone. 18% battery would have got us within 5 miles of home, so we're going to give ourselves a 10-15 mile buffer. And Nando's, Chicken Nando's. Cool, good chat.
The Polestar 4 took us over 1,000 kilometres in one day, all the way back home to London. A big thumbs up from us.